Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a live stream. The 50th live stream.
50.
Coming up, it's going to be 100 just around the corner.
50 more.
All right. But how's it going, everybody? Welcome. How's it going this morning for you?
Chaotic.
Oh.
Yeah.
As always, yes. There's always something going on. On that note, I guess we can get right into it. What's going on? We'll talk about some other stuff, but just
the
what's going on.
chaoticness, or
maybe not on this particular day, but lately it's been. Well, we had since our last episode, we had a hurricane for one.
Yeah,
that's one thing that's been going on.
Yeah, no, definitely had the hurricane that came through. A lot more flooding than
straight through here,
right?
Almost,
yeah, because it wasn't supposed to come right through here. But no, the warehouse did not flood. The warehouse didn't experience any damage. There was a ton of flooding around this area, though. So, like when I came here, the day it went off the coast, another 3 inches, and we would have had water in here. So yeah, I was stressing a little bit, but no, that's probably the worst storm I've ever gone through as far as not wind, but the amount of water that we got was crazy.
So we couldn't do anything to prepare. I mean, if we would have known that it was coming like directly at us and there was going to be a lot of water, like, I mean, what really could we have done? Sandbag, I guess.
Go get Matt, and Matt can make another count for you.
Okay.
Thanks. Sorry.
Yeah. So, I mean, what could we have done? I mean, sandbag.
Sandbags don't
do that much.
No, because eventually the water will seep through there. What sandbags do, that the reason why a lot of people get them is for wakes. So if there's water that's going, then it doesn't like wash into your house. But if the water's up to the sandbag, it's not like the sandbag's gonna. The water will eventually seep through. And the way flooding kind of works, this was your first hurricane, right?
Yes.
So usually water doesn't just come into your house. If the water table rises, it comes from your foundation up into your house that way too. So sandbags don't do a lot. They just kind of help. But if it's flooding, you're just gonna get flooded.
I mean, like, ideally you could like get stuff up off the floor, but I mean, we just have a lot of stuff, and there's not really too much. I mean, we could stack it on pallets, I guess. I don't know. There was maybe a way, but I mean, I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we really don't have a lot on the floor. So even if we let's say we got like 2 or 3 inches, that probably wouldn't have. The drywall and stuff would be, where the offices are. That would suck to have to tear that out. But as far as product wise, most stuff's on pallets
or on shelves.
If it's on a pallet, we got a good 5-6 inches off the ground there. I'm trying to think how high a pallet is. But I mean, there was no damage to any of us. I know you had your
at my house. I think me and the other Zach, I guess, probably had it the worst. Everyone here. He had a lot of flooding at his house. My house, it got real close to being flooded, but no flooding, luckily. Just a couple of trees fell down the back, fence and screen messed up. But
I told you that I had to go to his next door neighbor. His next door neighbor there was a older lady. She's about 88 years old. She was waist deep in water, so I had to go help get her out of the house and get her someplace dry. But I mean, hurricanes stink, but after the hurricane, you kind of.
It was really great weather for
that's nice.
Week after the hurricane.
You also get to meet your neighbors, and if you find out who's actually a good person, and most neighbors are, and most people come together and help everyone out. So.
It was crazy. The morning after, the morning after the weather was beautiful, but everywhere was a mess. Like, everybody was outside in my neighborhood. Everybody was out cleaning up. Corey just asked a quick question. Do you guys have an active storefront or just a warehouse? Yeah, we do. And the storefront is fine. Like Adam said, related to the hurricane, nothing was damaged or anything. So the storefront's been open the whole time.
Yep. Yeah, we just so we closed.
You have updated hours though.
Yeah, we did have updated. Well, our hours are back to normal now.
Okay.
We closed that Wednesday early, and then we were closed Thursday, Friday, and then we didn't think we'd have power, but then we had power one day. So
yeah.
But no, we have an active storefront. If you're in the area, come on, stop on in.
Yep. I mean, if you just search on Google USA Gundam Store, the address will come up. And you can just come in. All right. So yeah, as far as anything else new, have we had too much new come in?
Not. Well, we've had some third-party stuff came in.
Yeah.
So like that one Moto Nuclear that we posted.
Yeah, that huge, massive. If you guys saw the post yesterday, that thing is gigantic and weighs a ton. So I mean, that big metal build figure that's like I don't want to say Gundam, but it's like a Gundam looking sort of anyway. It's a robot on a robot horse.
Yeah. And then we got the thing for the real great God Gundam, the emitter, whatever it is called.
It's like
the base.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know more about that.
I do, but I don't remember what it's called. Yeah, the base.
Something emitter, I think. If I could be wrong though.
I mean, it's sort of a beam emitter, except that it's for like the kind of ring that goes around the Earth when they have the Gundam fight, that kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah. Which is a base. Yeah. For the RG God Gundam.
So those came in
or whatever.
Yeah, those came in. Other than that, there's been just tons of restocks. We've had a lot of new figures come in. So, so if you are into figures, you can check out and see what came in that way. Yeah.
As far as the restock stuff, I mean, just as long as you guys are signed up for the email list, then you'll get notified on what all the stuff comes in for restocks.
We send out, check those emails. Also, if you were waiting for something that was coming back in stock and asked for an email notification, you would have gotten that. I know we got master grade red frame. The Freet Schneid high grade came in. Schneid. Yeah. Purple one.
Love that kit.
I don't know if we have any left. I mean, we've gotten a decent amount of master grades recently. Yeah, master grade, a lot of restock master grade stuff.
It's just all kind of in and out very quickly. It doesn't stay in stock for very long.
Nope.
K Tenmo also saying that you got the slow daddy moves. Yeah, how's it going with the baby? The last time we were here, we talked about that. But everything's going good.
Yeah, going good. Yeah. Kid's fine. My daughters. He's our first boy, so my daughters are excited to help and do that stuff. But
a little baby brother to take care of.
Yeah.
Torment.
Pretty much.
Soon enough. Yeah. Soon enough, you'll have that. That'll be fun. All right. So with that, we can get into some of your guys' questions. We need to remind you, of course.
Because it's the 50th.
I'm sure you guys all know.
We're not giving just one, but two. Of these Gundam base color clear master grade Dynamis kits. So we will have two winners today.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll draw the winners at the end of the show a little bit later on. So, put those over there. And now I can get to the questions. So we got
real quick too. Sorry. So we've gotten a few emails. I know Bandai is doing a card campaign again. I don't think any store in the States yet has the cards. I reached out to Bandai, so I'm waiting to see when we will get them. So if anyone is curious about that card campaign, still not 100% sure it's coming to the U.S. I'm pretty sure it is. We're just kind of waiting for confirmation when we'll get the cards. So just FYI, I just want to say that too.
Yeah. All right. How do you feel about... There's a couple of questions that I'm anticipating coming up. This is not one of them, but I'm just kind of excited to see. All right. But anyway, Andres asked, how do you feel about reaching 50 live in the warehouse episodes? 50 episodes?
It's cool. I think when we decided to do this, I don't know if I thought it would just
continue.
Continue. And, I know there's been a few weeks where we've had a delay sometimes, stuff like that. But no, it's been fun. And what's nice is we always get, sometimes we get the same questions, but I feel like we do get different questions.
Yeah, it's amazing. 50 episodes, and we still get some new questions. Yeah, which is of course a lot of repeat stuff. But I mean, and a lot of that also has to do with kind of what's in recent news, what's going on recently in the hobby with new stuff coming out from Bandai and all that. But yeah, on the one hand, it doesn't feel like we've done that many. It doesn't feel like it's been going on for that long, but. What's that?
Derek. So Derek's in the chat. He's one of our team members. He's asking what's for lunch. So.
I don't know what you're getting, Derek.
Yeah, now Derek has to buy everyone at work lunch.
But what was I gonna say about reaching the 50th episodes? Yeah, no, I think it's really cool. I mean, if I was a customer of the store and just kind of wanted to feel more close with the store that I like doing business with, whatever, I'd like to have the opportunity to kind of interact a little bit. So I think
definitely.
It's cool. Greg asks, which IBO Gundam should release in Master Grade next? Well, just in your opinion, what would you like to see?
Oh man, that's so hard because all right, so two different ones.
Because you don't remember them?
No, I know. I love IBO. So either the Vidar or the Bale. I do like those two a lot. So I'm hoping. I know probably a lot of people want the Gujin, probably the Rebake or the Full City. I think the Rebake's better than Full City by myself, but
no, I kind of like the Full City. I like it. It's a bit more angular. The Gushin Rebake, especially the shield, is kind of goofy looking.
It's like part of the actual Gujin of the
like the back. It looks like the backside of the Gundam. So, and I like the Full City a bit more, but I agree on the Vidar
or Grays.
Yeah, that would ultimately that would be my top pick, to be honest. Probably the Grays, yeah. But if it's another Gundam type, yeah, Vidar would be a cool one. It's one of the better designs. Let's see, the Floros I like a lot. I don't care so much for the transformation, but the actual just Gundam design is cool. I like it. Yep. Do you think there will be more? Oh, okay. The next question is related. Do you think? Well, I mean, it's kind of a part two of the question. Do you think that they'll make more MGIBO kits?
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't. And this is kind of one of those questions we kind of get almost every time. I'm surprised they haven't. I would think they probably have some already kind of in the works. I would think they probably have more than one in the works. I would think if it was me and I was running Bandai and
I mean, it's the same thing we've talked about in the past, but for the investment that they put into designing a master grade kit and for that Gundam frame, with just look at the HD line, they reused the Gundam frame or made kind of different Gundam frames that they reused for many different kits. So I have to imagine that they have plans to do that in the master grade line as well.
Yep.
Jimmy asked or said, I recently candy coated an SD Sasbi with Alclad paints. Have you guys tried any other like a clear Mr. Color or Tamiya? If so, what are your thoughts on the results?
So SMS has pretty good clear. I've used that, and then I've used not Gaia, E7. I've used E7's candy colors, and those were pretty good.
I have not, so I couldn't tell you. The only metallics that I've used are Mr. Color and Gaia. For metallics, for clear colors, it'd be the same.
Yeah, metallics I've used Gaia, Alclad. I think Alclad's probably the best. SMS is up there though. SMS's new Chrome is really good. If no one's seen that yet,
I haven't tried it yet.
Yeah, that is really good. I think that's all the metallics. I've tried Mr. Hobby, but I don't know. It doesn't. Alclad is probably one of the better ones.
Yeah, my experience with the Mr. Hobby, like the Mr. Color metallic paints, they're a little trickier. You should if you've not used them before, probably your first experience, it'll probably not work out for you. Definitely with those, make sure you try it on like a scrap part or something first, because it took me a few tries to get the feel for how they spray. But Alclad is really difficult to get in Korea. It's quite rare, so I never used any Alclad paints, but I know a lot of people here use them. Josh Rodriguez asked, what separates an amateur from a professional builder? Like, what do you think makes anyone qualified to consider themselves a pro? This was a thing that was kind of going around online.
I remember that
a couple months ago.
If you relate it to sports, if you got paid, you're now a pro, and if you never got paid, you're always an amateur. I mean, you think that people that win GBWC aren't, I mean, they're not making money, but they're getting things for what they built.
I would still then not consider them professional. I mean, I would be quite in agreement with you, quite scientific about it, that basically, if you're making money off it, then you're, technically a professional. But then as for like being a GBWC winner or something like that, I think that that's similar to just any sort of any competition. It doesn't mean you're professional. It just means that you're a competitor and like a competition for something. You can be super good and not be professional, and you can be not that good and be professional.
Yeah.
That's kind of basically, I think, where I would fall.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not like definitely not as good as a modeler as some other people out there, but it is what I do for a living. So I mean, I don't know.
I think if you make money doing it, you're then a professional.
Yeah, that would be my stance on that. And yeah, I don't know. I think like being an amateur doesn't mean that you're not good or anything like that at all. So.
It's because being adept at something and being not adept doesn't. I don't think that correlates to professional or unprofessional. Like they're two different things that people try to put as the same thing.
I would agree with Chris. It's a little bit trickier. Where he's saying that he takes commissions and he's not a pro. Yeah, when you're talking about just doing commission work, whether that makes you professional or not, I would say maybe not.
Say we disagree.
You think that makes
if he's making money, he's then a professional. If people are coming to him to pay him, I feel like you might not want to be a professional, but you are because you're making money.
What would like say for you have a chainsaw and like your neighbor hires you to come, it just pays you like $100 to come help cut up a tree.
Yeah.
Are you a professional at that point?
Do I have a business or am I just helping a friend out?
Well, say it's a friend of a friend, somebody you don't even know.
Yeah, then I'm a professional.
Then you're a professional?
Yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't mean I'm good, but it means I'm getting paid.
Yes, it's trickier. I think that one's a little bit trickier.
I just think they're two different things that people try to put in the same thing. But like I think like we said before, if you're a professional, it doesn't mean you're good. It just means you're making money.
Yeah, it's tricky. It ultimately, in my opinion, I think it's one of those things that I've seen people spending that's way too much time discussing online. That it really doesn't matter that much. There's very, very few people in the world that I would think would like technically qualify as like professional model builders, and it's just because it's a hobby at the end of the day, and it's most for the vast majority of people it's just a hobby, which is fine. It's not a profession. Okay, anyway, we could talk, I guess, more about some different angles of that, but let's move on to the next question here.
Chris said he wants us on the podcast to
talk
about this. Just as to why.
Yeah. What do your significant others think about Gunpla? Edgar asks.
So my wife just doesn't. I don't think she likes it or hates it. It's just
no interest.
Yeah, just no interest at all. Like if like we've had different hurricanes before, like the BB-8 down there, she built big one.
Yeah.
We built that during, I think it was Hurricane Matthew. We didn't have power at the house. And we weren't here in this warehouse. We were in a different warehouse, but it had power. So we were just sitting there in the AC. So it just gave her something to do. So yeah, she's not like for it or against it. She's, doesn't care either way. She's not excited about it, but she'll make one if there's nothing else to do to keep her busy.
Mine's the same, except that I think she would probably rather just like watch YouTube on her phone or something like that in that type of situation. But I guess like another question that I get a lot of times, or that I see people asking a lot in like the Mecha Musume videos and stuff like that, what does she think about like those type of kits, like Megami device kits and stuff like that?
So I stay away from that
question.
We've never even discussed, because there's some anime figures that are very lewd that we obviously have up for sale. But I think it's just one of those things we just don't even go down that road.
I mean, as for me, my wife definitely like sees me build them and stuff, like because I build them at home, like with her, like where we'll just be like hang out in the evening. I'll be working on putting together a kit, and she'll be doing whatever she's doing. Like she's not like, I don't think, weirded out by it, because I think she just sees it in the same way that I do, that it's just a model kit. I mean, she may think like it's a bit weird or something, I guess, but I mean, like it's not too big a weird thing. There's another kind of question here, similar to the one we just had before about the paints. But Kevin asks, what do you suggest for a dark metal airbrush paint? This is one of the few colors that I have used in metallic is a dark iron from Mr. Color that I quite like. I've used that color a couple times.
Alclad.
Yeah.
I've used, like I said, SMS. They have a decent range. Alclad's probably because I'm here in the States. I've used Alclad all the time, but they have very good. I mean, I'd probably go to them most of the time too.
Yeah. Chris made a good point there that my wife is also more accustomed to that culture. Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit. I mean, like, she's not Japanese, but yeah, just like a culture where there's a lot of like anime stuff has been present for a long time.
Yeah.
It's not like in America, it's more of a newer thing.
Yeah. She'll watch anime with me. She'll watch like what I call mainstream, like Naruto, Sword Art Online, stuff like that. Like the more obscure ones. She probably doesn't. If it's not dubbed, she ain't watching it. She ain't reading subtitles. So.
Nah, not my wife. My wife is not into watching any anime at all, just because she doesn't like watching like long series, something that she has to commit to watching like 50 episodes of. She doesn't want to do that. Like the short, like recently we watched like the Marvel series and stuff, some of those, but they're only like 6 episodes, so that's okay. Let's see. Justin asks, Gundam and Gunpla seem to have picked up steam lately. Do you believe in the years to come we will see more frequent anime and Gundam releases?
Gundam releases, I don't know. Maybe they kind of seem to release an actual new series every 5-ish years. When was the last one? I mean, other than Build 5 years, but when was that?
7 years.
7 years. So once every 10 years, give or take.
No, I think it has been a particularly long gap since IBO.
Yeah, but they've had things in between stuff, but it wasn't like a mainstream because they had Origins. They had Build Divers, which I guess you could say that would be like mainstream, but they're Gundam-esque animes. So probably like one every 2 years, they kind of give or take. I mean, that's hard to say, but anime in general, I know here in the States is getting more and more popular. When you have Disney Plus jumping on the Bleach bandwagon and getting the new season on there, it's obviously picking up steam here, and bigger companies are starting to realize that, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. As far as like the frequency of the anime and Gunpla, I would imagine I don't think either of those are going to necessarily become more frequent than they are now. I mean, I think while there may be like an appetite for more anime, I think Sunrise, like Bandai Sunrise, probably does want to maintain as much control over that as they can, and try to keep it high quality. Because if they just put out like a bunch of crap,
I think me and you are looking at this question differently. I think you're looking at it as just Bandai Sunrise, and I'm looking at it as like a whole. Like when he says frequency of anime, it's like every anime is what I'm thinking.
Oh yeah, every anime, but I'm just talking about just specifically Gundam.
Gundam, If we're talking specifically Gundam, it's not gonna. It'll be the same frequency that it is
now. Brian asks, "What's the secret behind your success?"
It's a secret.
Yeah, exactly. So you can't. If you told you, it wouldn't be a secret.
Yeah.
But I mean, just.
Yeah, I mean, with any job, honestly, you got to love it, and you've got to be willing to. If you don't love it, you're not going to last the hard times through it. So every business is going to face hard times. Every business is going to be stressful at times. Every business, you're not going to want to get up and do it at certain times. But if it's something you love,
just putting in work,
you'll be able to kind of push through that and ultimately enjoy what you're doing instead of hate what you're doing. So I think that's goes with any business, honestly.
I mean, I can say like from my perspective, seeing what you do, like as the owner, one of the things that's quite impressive for me is just like all the back end stuff that you must have had to learn, and like still have to learn just as we kind of learn like the systems of like how the stuff works as far as like maintaining our systems like for the warehouse inventory, how things work like with the website and like ordering stuff and all that. There's a lot of back end stuff that I'm sure took a while to just learn all that stuff and how to use that and everything.
Yeah, that stuff's always changing too. Like you think of like companies you deal with, just for Google, for example, I think every year there's different changes to how you're allowed to advertise on there, what you can advertise on there, because Gundam has gun in it. There's a time where they're like, we're we're going to ban all your products off of Google. I'm like, well, hold up now. We're not even, these aren't what do you, so that's actually a constant fight with Facebook is if it has, anytime we list a new item, we have to put through an appeal because they always reject it from being on Facebook advertising. Every single Gundam item, it gets rejected instantly. And then you got to go through and hit an appeal for a person to look at it, which takes like a day or two. But yeah. So like things like that are always changing. It's you never can be complacent. You gotta keep learning what's new and what's going on because the world is consistently changing. And if you don't, get left behind.
When it comes to like just all the online stuff and all that, especially. Let's see. Sean asks, what is an adequate amount of time to start seeing professional results? Ooh. Again, using the word professional, maybe where we not necessarily should, but maybe just to see like, advanced level results.
Yeah, and I think that's a hard question because it's going to vary person by person. I think people learn at different time. I don't know what the right word for that. People learn at different
pace.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So some person might grasp something the first time they did it, and then boom, they're good at it. Whereas it might take a few times for somebody else to grasp it. So that's a very difficult question.
And I think that there's definitely, there's technical skills, and then there's also like the artistic, creative skills, which not everybody has like as naturally as others. Some people are more, kind of more heavy on the creative, artistic side. Maybe that's where their skills lay, and maybe their technical skills are, not as good. I think that's probably somewhere where I might be around there, because my technical skills not that good, but I feel like I'm a little bit better with the creative stuff. But but I mean, for the time that it takes, this is honestly something that, it's an interesting question, but if it's something that you're worried about, my recommendation to you would be not to worry so much about it and just kind of enjoy, do whatever you enjoy. I don't like it when I see people worried about, they really aspire. Like, it's one thing to aspire to be at a certain level, but to get stressed out about it is when it's a problem. Then that's going to zap your motivation, like your enjoyment of the hobby. Yeah. Is when you're stressing out about that. Like, I'm not at the level yet where I want to be. Right. Just enjoy it.
Something I did, and I still do, even though I probably haven't built a kit in a little while here, is every kit that I did, I try to do something new. And build on the skill. It doesn't have to be some gigantic new thing. Maybe it's just you learn a different way on how to mask or a different way to airbrush. So that way, kind of every kit, you're trying to learn at least one new skill set that you kind of put into it. And then eventually you have like a whole plethora after you build it.
I think that's a pretty good way to go about it. But again, I wouldn't necessarily, hold yourself to that with, too strictly. Right. If you want to do a project like where you just kind of take a step back and just do something a little bit more simple just for fun, I love doing that too. Like, sometimes I'll do like a couple projects where I'm trying something new, and then I'll do something that's just like a real easy, just like fun one, just because I just want to do it. Let's see. Here was the one I wanted to go to. What obscure mobile suit would you like to see released in any grade?
Obscure mobile suit. All right, so I'm gonna need the chat to help me with this.
Oh, you don't remember the name of it or something?
No, because I don't even know if it has a name.
Okay.
So in Gundam Seed Destiny, I think it was the second to last episode, there was there was like a goof ignited that had Destiny wings on it, if I remember correctly, something like that.
It's definitely not one for me.
That's a super obscure suit, so I'm gonna have to look this up now and see if it has a name.
If you just go to the Gundam wiki for the goof ignited, it's probably there under the variants.
I'm not even sure if it was a goof ignited.
Well, that's Riot Ninja in the chat with the Virgo. That would be a cool one. Virgo would
be cool.
Ragey mentioned the Queen Mantha. I'm not really that much of a fan of the Queen Mantha for me personally. I don't really like the design too much. It's a bit too like buggy for me, for my taste. Zamal would be awesome. Yeah, I can agree with that. I want Arista from Seed. I don't remember what Arista is. That one doesn't ring a bell for me. They're saying the Heine custom Goof Ignite, but I don't think that's it.
Let's look that up. It was like
it's just the orange version of the Goof Ignited, basically. Big Zam, yeah, I would love to see a new model kit of the Big Zam. I talked about that recently.
Yeah.
It's not very necessarily obscure, I don't think. It's like one of the main like mobile armors of the original series, but yeah, mobile armor stuff, I don't know. I feel like mobile armor is not going to be very obscure because usually it's like a big moment.
Yeah, and it's usually a mobile armor is the big protagonist halfway through a season.
Yeah, like it's just a boss fight.
Yeah,
essentially. Really. Yeah, anything from the AOZ reboot. Yeah, Taj mentioning there. Yeah, pretty much anything from the AOZ aside from the Hazel is going to be pretty obscure.
Pale Rider be considered obscure? I mean, that was I would definitely love a Masquerade Pale Rider, which they got kind of close with that. Not Dominion. What was that?
Oh, the Gym Dominance.
Yeah.
The Master Grade. It would be really cool to see a Master Grade Delta Kai.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
There was a resin conversion kit that they had for the Delta Plus, but they know,
Yeah, that would be awesome. I'd love to see that.
What is that from?
That's from
the story.
I believe it's from the bande dessinée manga series, I believe, but somebody can correct me if I'm wrong on that. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. Basically, there's a lot of really cool stuff that does exist in HGUC that would be cool to see as Master Grade kits, like the Kapul would be another one, something like that. A lot of really cool stuff from the Unicorn series. What's your favorite non-Gundam model kit, or just model kits? Do you have a favorite non-Gundam model kit series? I'm gonna show some love to Frame Arms, or something different.
Frame Arms cool because you can do kind of a lot of stuff with it. I do like Hex Gear kits a lot. The Metal Gear kits I like.
Metal Gear Ray and the Metal Gear Solid 4 version of the Rex,
right? Which you can build the full Rex with.
We found out
that out.
We had to do our research on that one to double check to make sure that was correct. But yeah,
you can build the full Metal Gear Rex with that kit. We also talked. Maybe cool if they made a Gecko. We did talk about that too when we were talking about that.
Yeah. So if anybody at Kotobukiya is watching, a Gecko would be really awesome.
Yeah. Trying to think of like maybe more. I mean, there's obviously Megami Device, which is really cool. I mean, I like the Hex Gear stuff, Zoids. I'm hoping that this is not the only Moderoid that we get of the Horizon Zero Dawn. Stuff.
Yeah, that'd be
and
cool.
I really hope this kit's good. Because that would be cool to get a bunch of different ones of those. Which would be neat. That's probably why I like Hex Gear, because it kind of looks like that. Yeah,
that's what I told you. When I first saw that Horizon Zero Dawn model kit, I thought it was a Hex Gear kit at first. But yeah, those would be cool. Here's a question for you. Any Hasegawa or Wave model kits that you like?
So we're getting a Wave kit that I don't think I've ever built a Wave kit.
Okay.
But we're getting the Colony one, the side looking one. Yeah. Okay. So the Colonies from UC.
Okay.
We're getting the model kit from Wave. Wave makes a model kit of those. We're getting those in soon.
I think I know what you're talking about. But that's like not something new, is it?
No, it's older.
Yeah. Okay.
But I've never built a Wave kit, but I'm excited to build that. Hasegawa, I built a Mechatro and it was okay.
I mean, as far as like model kits go, the Mechatro kits, I mean, they're not too much to write home about. They're cool kits, I think, just because they're cool designs. But like as far as the model kits,
but that's all I've built from those two different companies.
Fair enough. You need to try a Machine Krieger kit someday.
That's a lot of work though.
Or a 5-star Stories kit.
I'm not, unpopular opinion, not a 5-star Stories fan.
Oh, me too. I'm not either, actually, for the most part. I mean, I think as far as like model kits, they're kind of cool, and like especially like to see like what people do with the kits. I mean, they're impressive. And I have very limited experience. I've just built like one of them.
Chris, I know I got an email about that. I'm not I'm sure we'll get them. I just have no idea the info. I know I got an email about it, but I just have not looked at that email.
All right. So those were all questions from Facebook. I'm going to switch over to YouTube here for some. JG asks, what would you recommend using to experiment with color options before painting? I've tried painting line art and coloring it, but that's not ideal. I mean, honestly, that would have been my recommendation.
Yeah, because I've done line art and done that.
If you can find line art online of the Gundam you want, and you just put it in Photoshop or whatever.
Yeah, usually you can. And if you can't, I mean, you can always find something similar and kind of put the colors together and see if they look good. But if you can find line art of the one that you're doing, then because then you're literally putting the colors where you want. You can move them around. What else could you do? I mean, to plot out colors, line art's easy, but to pick colors, I mean, you look at nature like flowers and shoe. We talked about looking at tennis shoe companies where they've already put the right colors together. But as far as like how you're gonna lay out the colors on the kit,
I think when we had a similar question, I think I mentioned this on the previous live stream. I was at the bookstore and there was like a Pantone like colorway book that looked really cool. So if you can find something like that, I mean, just if you go to your local bookstore or online or whatever, look for like just different like color theory books. They'll usually have like lots of different examples, and you could use something like that. But then it's a matter of like having those paints. So if you found like this really cool, shoe, for example, and then like you look at the paints that you have and you don't have those exact colors. So I mean, like get used to mixing paints, because I mean that's what I do. I have kits, where like I have the kit is painted in like 5 different colors, and each color is like custom mixed one. So like it kind of makes it a little bit more special and unique too, because like no one could ever recreate it in the exact colors too if you're using mixed colors. So I mean, I mix colors all the time to kind of tweak them. So that's something that you can do, to get the exact colors that you want.
I guess I just assume people mix colors.
Yeah, not everyone. And I should say I don't do it all the time. Sometimes I'll have a kit that's painted completely with just colors straight out of the bottle. So it just depends on what I need. Let's see. Do you think Bandai will announce the next RG kits before the end of this year? What's the next RG kit? We don't even know still yet, right? Yeah. No. By the end of this year, do you think we'll get an announcement? I would say so.
I don't know.
We have 2.5 months left.
Yeah, but they just did the
God Gundam.
Well, no, they just did all those announcements, and your next announcements will be for third quarter of next year, which probably would be announced January, February, March.
I think we will.
We'll see.
Yeah,
we could take like a poll or something
on what we think it's going to be.
No, if it's going to get announced before December 31st.
Just a bet.
Just a bet.
Yeah, I think my prediction would be that before the end of the year, we'll get an announcement, and the release date will be second quarter of next year. That's my prediction.
They just really announced all the second quarter.
No, stuff. They only announced stuff for January, February, March. They announced stuff for after March. Oh, really? I don't know. Okay, then I'd have to take a look back at the release dates and stuff again. I thought it was all
maybe
just
I'm thinking that because we'll get it in April.
That's when we're supposed to get
it. Yeah, maybe later. That's what I'm thinking.
I think so that's why I think we'll get an announcement, and the release date will be like April of next year, something like that. We'll
see.
Yeah, we will. All right.
And then it'll get delayed.
Yeah, maybe. Here, Mega Merge said, I'm trying to get back into the hobby after about 13 years, not building any gunpla. My question would be, what would you suggest as a good re-entry point into the hobby? Well, there's a lot of stuff you can catch up on.
Did you like building master grades? Did you like building 13 years? Real grades have been around how long?
Real grades have been around that whole time, definitely.
20 years?
Since 2009. So 13 years exactly. So he probably hasn't built any real grade kits.
There you go.
So definitely try one of the real grade kits. I would try, honestly, the best one I would say is still probably Sazabi. Would be the one that I would recommend trying, because it's also not that small. If you maybe don't want to try something like the Crossbone or the God Gundam that are great kits, but they have a lot of really tiny parts.
Yeah.
Maybe try something a little bit bigger like the new or the Sazabi, just to kind of try out a real great kit, and then maybe if you like it, try out some other different ones.
Yep.
Otherwise, any other like recent master grade kits, they're all
great.
They're all pretty good. Yeah. I think the Gym Sniper 2 master grade kit, I don't know, do you have this feeling? But it seems like to me that was a really that was kind of a
turning
point. I don't want to say like a turning point, but it was like kind of a major step in the MG line. Everything after that seems like all kind of very similar in terms of like quality.
Yeah,
that was so good, and like everything after that was like kind of on like an equal level to that similar kind of quality.
I'm trying to remember what was before
that. Yeah, I don't remember. I'd have to take a look back. Probably some stuff like the Gyaradoga.
Okay, because I'm trying to
Marasai. A couple of these. I'd have to look.
Yeah.
Phoenix. That's probably going back a little bit much farther. But anyway, any like master grade kit from my last 5 years would be great, among others. But let's see. Do you think, Eric asked, do you think Gunpla kits, or do you build Gunpla kits for your kids to play with? If so, how long do they last before inevitable damage? I find RG kits fare better than most HG kits. I'm surprised to hear that. For my kids, he said when they get around 7 years old, the kits start to last longer.
Interesting. So no, because the kit would last like a second.
Yeah, I mean, Bandai's quality is good, but I'm against a kid. I mean, they're just not made for that. Yeah, I mean, like they're made to be played with, but
Gundam Universe would be great. Yeah, though, for you to buy for your kids.
Yeah. If you want something for your kids to play with, the Universe figures would be really good for that. As far as like kits go, though, I mean, like I would think it depends on your kids too. Some kids play a lot rougher than other kids. I would think master grade would be pretty good. It depends on the hands of the master grade kids.
I feel like it would just fall apart. I mean, how old is the kid?
Yeah.
Are we talking like 10? Are we talking like 15?
Probably just not really a good idea in general.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would think high grades would be good too, just because there's simplicity. You don't have a lot of like little parts, but then again, you might have just like the whole arm keep popping out or something like that. Maybe, I don't know.
Gundam Universe is 15 and up. Gundam Universe 15 and up. Then model kits are. I don't know if do they have an age range? I've never looked at any of that stuff on there. Honestly,
look on there. Don't get excited if I show this. People are going to be asking if we have this in stock.
We do not have these yet, and I don't have a date yet. Okay. So how is this 8 and up, but a Gundam Universe kit's 15 and up? I'm gonna have to look that up. I don't know.
Well, as they say, the Gundam Universe line is intended for.
Don't say collectors.
No, overseas audiences more so, as I've heard, and so maybe they just think that Japanese kids are more mature. Yeah,
more mature. Yeah. Which, I mean, who knows?
Fair point.
I think it depends on the,
maybe
depends on the kid.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Zero said, I bought my own and it finally showed up. I'm guessing he's talking about that kit. But he said, can't wait to get home and build it. Happy 50th episode and collect everyone. Okay, well, if he gets selected, then I guess maybe maybe he's giving permission to pick somebody else then with that, or maybe he wants the second one. Such as, congrats on 50. Keep up the content and the great store. My question is about knowing which kits to buy. We all have a limited budget and need to figure out how best to use it. How do you allocate funds? I have difficulty knowing which kits to buy because I don't know if or when I will see them again. Yeah, should I get an HG of a lesser known Zeta era kit or MG? Yeah, it kind of continues a little bit there, but is there a good rule of thumb? Yeah,
I think it just depends on you and what you want to build. I mean, you can get a mastery kit as long as it's something you enjoy, or you can get a mastery kit for something you don't really care about. Just to get one probably wouldn't be a good idea, but just get something you want to build. There's tons of kits out there, and just because it might be out of stock now, usually Bandai will make it again. It might take a year or two, but Usually it comes back.
Yeah, and I mean, if it's a kit that's a restock, if it's something that's been out, then I mean, more than likely there's at least one review of it out there. I mean, you can check out reviews on YouTube or blogs or whatever, and I mean, check that out for reference, but don't put too much stock in the reviews because, different reviewers have different perspectives on things too. So, I mean, like if you watch a review and, one reviewer says it's great, another reviewer says it's not so great. I mean, then it just kind of depends on you. I would say, in general, most kits are fine. If it's a kit that you really love the design of and it's available and the price is good, I would say go for it. But yeah, for new kits, I understand because like, with the what was the HG that came out from Hathaway's Flash? I'm suddenly forgetting the name of it. That
Messer?
The Messer, right? I kept thinking Methus. The Messer was a good example of that one, where if you didn't get the Messer on the first run, then it was like almost a year until Bandai did another production run of those. So yeah, it was a long wait for people who missed it the first time around for the HG Messer. So that does happen sometimes. If you don't get the kit right away, you might be waiting for a while. But I mean, even if that happens, even if you have to wait, there's plenty of other kits that are out there to fill your time, if you end up having to wait a long time.
So, and stock kits that come out, usually or most stores that carry Gundam are all going to get the same kits at the same time too. So if one store's out, you probably could find it at another store, on eBay. Don't go to Amazon. But it means all of us got a reprint of it, so there should be some out there. It's just recently restocked. And
let's see. Astrea mentioned that the Turn X was reprinted 2 times since 2017. Yeah, not one that gets reprinted very often, unfortunately.
No. And it hasn't been reprinted since COVID. It has been on order form since COVID, but not reprinted since COVID.
Yeah, that's been the one that I have not built. I would like to build one at some point, but I've not got my hands on one. ZakuAurelius, maybe? I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but he says, so I've been wondering what the process looks like to enter the GBWC. Even on the website, it's clear as mud. Do you have to enter smaller contests to qualify? I read that in one place, and then others says you just have to submit your entry. I'm genuinely confused. But want to make my best try of it in the future. Thanks. Yeah.
I think this year you had to. It was all online submission. I know years before they had events at different conventions that you could go and you compete in that event, and then the winners of those, someone here, either a Bandai representative or a Bluefin representative, which now is all Bandai, I think picked the winner out of all those winners. I'm 99% sure that's what happened. I don't think they put up for people to vote on it, right? It was just, which would be, I think the last one was one that Tim Child of Mecha did.
2019.
Yeah. I don't think they voted. I don't think people voted. I think someone at Bandai just picked the winner.
They had judges. Yeah, they're. Oh, you mean like, yeah. How they do it in the U.S. is different from other countries, too.
Yeah, other countries probably have it a little bit more structured. But it's also probably not as spread out as it is here.
Yeah.
I think Canada only has one event that you have to go to if you want to enter, where we had like
in the past. Yeah, this year it was all online for Canada. Yeah,
I think everywhere was all online except like I think Philippines had one in person.
Did they?
I think so. I don't know. But
no, I don't think they did.
They didn't either.
Yeah, I think it was just all online.
Everything was online.
Yeah. I think they had some, like they've had some events, but as far as GBWC, it was all online. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, in the past, it was like 5 or 6 different conventions. You go enter the winner of that, then
goes to like the finals for the US.
And then someone I think at Bluefin Bandai picked it out. Either they had a group of people do it or one person decided who it was. I don't know the answer to that.
The fact that we don't know probably says something. I would also think that they would want to be a little bit more open about that.
Yeah, So I think that they are doing the best that they can as far as how they've always run it. I don't know if there's people there that have kind of run different things before, so they're going off the experience of how they've run the GBWC before and made little changes here and there to make it better. Also, they like I said, the U.S. is kind of a big,
sure,
geographical area, and they're trying to get as many people that they can to enter. And I know when they were doing different events, it would it's fun being there in person versus just submit online. So other improvements, sure. Are they probably doing everything they can do or are thinking to do? I'm sure that's true too. I mean, I'm sure that they're wanting to make it fun and enjoyable for everybody. That's my PR.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed that next year it'll just go back to normal, like how it was, like pre-COVID. Now that Japan's opened up again.
Yeah. I would be interested. I would be curious to see how they do it next year because I know how they were planning to do it the year of COVID.
Yeah,
and it seemed pretty good. But that didn't come to fruition because of COVID. So,
right.
So we'll see.
Yeah. Definitely, it'll be interesting. All right. What's the most enjoyable part of building process, and what's the most tedious, Mr. Flames?
For me, probably just coming up with an idea and executing on the idea, figuring out different
or enjoyable.
That's enjoyable for me. Coming up with an idea in my head on what I want a kit to look like, and that's when I'm custom building something. What weapons do I want to add on? What is this mobile suit actually going to be used for, and how to tweak things to where it actually would be for that. I find that enjoyable, and then executing on that. Tedious.
Sanding.
Sanding's tedious, but probably for me be masking.
Yeah, depends on how much masking you do. Yeah, how much is needed. Yeah.
Do I hate masking?
Yeah. Yeah, that is. Decals can be too. Again, depending on how much you're doing.
I don't mind decals too much because when you're done putting it on, it's done. Whereas when you mask, sometimes you got to mask like multiple areas and then take off certain areas and repaint and then take off the next layer of mask.
Yeah.
Depends what you're doing.
Yeah. K Tenmo with an interesting question here in the chat. He said, any USA Gundam Store sponsorship contest for GBWC? I'm not sure what that means. Oh, like asking if you're sponsoring any like prizes for GBWC or something? Is that what he's asking?
As far as USA GS and GBWC, I can't talk about any of that, unfortunately. Yeah.
So
can I confirm or deny any sort of anything on that?
Yeah, I'm not sure about what he's exactly asking there.
Yeah, because it's a weird question. The way it was phrased is maybe a little odd because we don't know what it actually means.
Anyway, Templar asked, what question or questions do you get asked so frequently that whenever you see it, you think to yourself, this again?
This dang question. What's your favorite Gundam?
Yeah, probably that. Yes, that one. Just like the most like generic and vague questions.
Yeah, but I'm
if you could pilot a Gundam, which one would it be?
Yeah, but again, people ask those questions obviously haven't probably watched our other, and then maybe they just want to know. So don't not ask a question just because we said that. Every question's important because the person that's asking doesn't know.
Yeah. For me, it's usually questions that are like that sort of like imaginary scenario, like would you join the Xeon or EFSF, or like what Gundam would you pilot? That kind of imaginary thing. Like real world like stuff about like models and modeling stuff is like much more interesting for me to talk about than like stuff related to that. Gabe asks, what's your favorite thing to do or have to accompany building a model kit? So like something else going on, like music or movie or something like that.
Usually I'll have podcasts playing. There's many times I've listened to you before your videos, Tim's videos, your different Gundam podcasts, or Chris's videos. Any kind of just kind of background. You can kind of grasp things, podcasts, music, stuff like that. Yeah. I don't know if I had really one specific, I have to do this, which is interesting. So I always thought you had to drink beer whenever you built
Me?
Yes. I felt like anytime I watched your live streams when you're
I was
South
always
Korea,
drinking beer.
you always had a beer. Yeah. And you always showed it off too. Yeah.
No, not necessarily. But yeah, because of the time, a lot of times, well, I don't know. It depends. Sometimes I was streaming at night, but later on, in more recent years, I was usually live streaming like in the morning there in Korea, because then that's like in the evening
Nighttime,
here for people here, which is a better time. So probably was not drinking too much at that time, but yeah, sometimes, sure, certainly. No, but yeah, for me it's usually coffee too. But I mean, that's not like a necessity for while I'm building. But I mean, like, I always drink coffee. Yeah. But yeah, it's usually just either music or just YouTube, something playing for me. Yeah.
Is it linear?
Yeah.
That's a good question. Do we ever set booths at conventions? Yes, but not recently.
Come on.
Listen, it is so much work now, and these convention halls have added so many more rules. Like if you have a box truck now, they want to charge you. So but they won't charge you if you have a van. So what every person now does at these conventions is do vans, and they, instead of being able to have one box truck, they have like 4 vans. So it's just, yeah, it's a nightmare. It is fun being at conventions though, and setting up, because you get to meet a lot of your customers. You yourself, when you go to conventions, you are able to get in a few hours early just to restock and reset up. And a lot of times, a lot of the voice actors are walking around. A lot of like the regular actors are walking around shopping, themselves, because then they don't have to really deal with the crowd. So you get to meet a lot of famous people, and a lot of people that you normally would have to pay to, get a picture with. You can kind of just get one while they're at your booth, which is, really cool. So I've met a lot of people that way at conventions that, I necessarily wouldn't have paid the $50-$100 to walk up and see. So
yeah, right. The VIP access.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Reiji asked, are there any mobile suits that have been exclusively released as like Bandai action figures, Robot Damashi, fixed figuration stuff, metal build, that you wish you had a model kit of?
What is the Zaku that has the boosters for the legs?
Oh,
that was a
Saikomu test type.
Yeah, because that was released as.
There is an old '80s kit of that, the white one.
Yeah,
there's a model kit of that.
Really?
Yeah, it's it's an old '80s one. There definitely is. I know that.
Because that was recently released. What, 2 years ago? In was it Robot Spirits?
No, the version anime.
Anime one. Yeah. Well, I would like for them to remake that as a kit.
Oh yeah, I would. Yeah, I love that design too. I would love a HGC of that. I think would be cool. It had a brief appearance in Thunderbolt. So I mean, if it came out, I think the Thunderbolt line's probably dead. But if it was just regular HGC, that'd be fine. That would be a cool one. The what's that fairly recent version of the Dynamis? It's like the Dynamis Repair 2 or something like that. Would be a cool one.
That was a metal build, right? Yeah.
That would be a cool one.
They usually do, like, a lot of metal builds are kind of more, because they had the crap for the strike. They had the orange. What is it? The orange gunner thing that was in the first episode, maybe first 2 episodes of Gundam.
Oh, the gun barrel.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. So that's the metal build of that actually connects to the metal build strike, which would be cool if they kind of did that for model kit wise. Yeah,
there's some cool ones. I wish that they would do just like the whole version anime line in general is really cool. I wish that they would do a series, like a sub-series of HGUC, like HGUC Ver.Anime kits. That would be really cool. Just doing them just like with those figures, but just as model kits. Other than that, there was something that I thought of right away as soon as I read the question, but now I can't remember. I don't know. But there are some cool ones. All right. What's the next MGSD kit we get? What do you think it might be after the Freedom?
MGSD Unicorn.
Oh, Raphael, the Siskade. Yeah, actually, that was exactly what I thought of. Thank you. That is exactly what I thought of. Even though we do have a model kit of that,
the little SD one,
the SD, right? But I wish we had like a full version of the Siskade. Yeah, thank you. Unicorn. Oh, SD, MGSD.
Yeah, something like that. Unicorn or Arc 78. One of them. Maybe an X. Yeah.
Astrea says the Barbatos was leaked with the others. I have not seen that, and I would have a hard time believing that
fake news.
this far out for it to be leaked. I mean, maybe. Who knows? I mean, I could see it happening.
Yeah,
definitely. I could definitely see that. Especially, can you imagine if it was like the Lupus Rex? I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, that would be.
Because the SD kit was really cool.
Yeah.
I think the proportions work really well in that scale. So if it was like a MGSD Barbatos Lupus Rex, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't remember ever seeing anything leaked.
Yeah, I definitely haven't seen anything about that. But do you think that they'll do something like with the RGs where they kind of bounce back and forth between UC and non-UC?
Maybe.
Do you think they'll do that, or basically just kind of stick to more one side or the other?
No, I don't know the answer to that. I'm sure they'll stick with main suits, obviously, but
the real popular ones.
Yeah, if they bounce back and forth, that'd be kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see, though.
It is kind of a shame that they will probably stick with a lot of the more popular ones because, like, if you imagine, like, some of the most popular designs we already have really great like master grades of.
Yeah.
Like the Freedom, we have the 2.0. If they do the Unicorn,
we
have the MGEX. So I mean, like, yeah, they want to do the most popular suits, but at the same time, for like a line, they mean like it's different proportions, but it's essentially just kind of still an MG at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Sort of. It would be nice to see something that doesn't have an MG kit at all, like the Lupus Rex, be a good example. MGSD Easy 8, yeah, I mean that would be a cool one, something like that, where I mean that has an MG, but it's old, 20 years old at this point. All right, let's see. Do you ever get to a point in a custom build where you feel like you've bitten off more you can chew, and what do you do when you get to that point? Well, that happened to me. You guys probably all know about that with the GPO2. I gave up on that project.
Did you really?
Yeah, because it just wasn't fun.
Yes, I have. I don't know if I've ever just given up and thrown anything to the side. It definitely sat there for a while, but then You
did eventually finish it?
Yeah, because then eventually got the skill sets needed for it, if that makes sense.
Sure, yeah.
So,
yeah. No, I think that's the only time that's ever happened to me, was working on the Master Grade GPO2.
Yeah, I have wanted to do detail work on a kit, started it, and then decided not to do it and just did something else with it. I've done that, where I just kind of scrapped that idea kind of halfway through it and then just decided to do something else that I could do. That wasn't like a huge stretch.
Yeah. Even for mine too, it wasn't necessarily that I bit off more than I could chew, but bit off more than I wanted to chew. Was the thing, is that like the way that it was going, like I could just see like this is going to be like a lot more work than I really want to dedicate to this project. I was not that much interested in it. So I'm like, I just would rather, spend my time working on something that I'm really enjoying. Was the thing for me. Let's see. Will agrees that the GPO1 would have been a better choice for the Ver.Ka. I would also agree too. I'm happy with the Zeta 2.0, so not sure it needed another Zeta in my collection. Besides the clear version and the titanium versions, how will Bandai exploit the new Ver.Ka? What do you think we might see for variations of the Zeta Ver.Ka?
Well, I think the price tag, because we talk about the price tag being more expensive than the double Zeta, I think there's stuff that's going to be included with this that we don't know. Was it the Hyper Bazooka might be included with it? Is that Mega? Yeah,
beam launcher.
That thing, sure, yeah. That might be included with it. I think we're going to get some more stuff in with this kit than what they're, or maybe just inflation's gone up and they said we're just going to make it more expensive.
That's my bet. I think we're going to have to change the name of this series to Zach and Adam Make Bets on gunpla, because Adam thinks that we might see more accessories closer to release. I don't. I think what we see now, I mean, if there was anything more to show, I think they would show it now. I mean, they had like a whole like big reveal, and especially for a big weapon like that. I mean, like maybe there's more hand option parts than what we saw in the material so far, but for something like that, I think they would show that.
Well, if they don't include that, then that would probably be a P Bandai thing.
Yeah. That'll be P Bandai. Though I think probably, I mean, aside from titanium finish versions, which they do for like every Ver.Ka, clear versions, yeah, they'll do that. Amro's, the Zeta 3, the white and pink one.
Yeah,
we'll see that. They did that with the RG, so I'm sure they'll do it with this one. That'll be one of the first ones, I'm sure. As far as like doing some like a Zeta Plus, I don't know necessarily if they'll do that, or like the gray Zeta, the red Zeta. I don't think that they'll do those because those were already P Bandai's.
Yeah.
Already based off the 2.0. But I would say definitely the Zeta 3 would be the one, the white and pink one.
Because there's not even a masquerade of that one at all.
There is, I believe. Yeah, I think that was also
a P Bandai?
Either that or an exclusive item. It's older though, but there is an MG of that. It's quite rare as far as I know, but there is one of that, I believe. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but that would be what I would expect. But we know what I was thinking this morning was that before the new Ver.Ka comes out, I want to try to get my hands on a 1.0 and 2.0 Zeta because I've never built either of them. So it'd be cool to, like build and review them in order.
Yeah, that'd be neat.
To then have like really good knowledge of like how it compares to the 1.0 and the 2.0, and then how this one really compares, especially to the 2.0, because people are going to want to know, like, if I already have a 2.0, do I really need the Ver.Ka, and exactly how different is it?
Yeah.
So hopefully I can get my hands. If any of you guys know anyone, because I know that neither of those kits are up for reprint anytime soon.
No, the Zeta 2. It just got reprinted.
Yeah.
So it might, and I haven't gotten the reprint list.
The 1.0 I think will be especially harder to track down. So if any of you guys have one or know somebody who has one, maybe you have it in your backlog somewhere, and you're interested in getting rid of it, let me know. So I thought that'd be a cool idea to build and review those before that comes out. Joey asks, do you think we will see a full line of MGSD in the future? I'm hoping to be able to make my MG Heavy Arms Masca. Yeah, I mean,
that's cool.
We talked about what we think it might be, but it may not be, a full line. It might be something like the MGEX where we get, them very few and far between. That would be my guess. They're not going to be coming out very frequently.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be making. Yeah, because I mean, it'd probably be just as much as make like the REs and
like MGX. Yeah, like once a year, baby, something like that, or even less than that. Once a year, once every 2 years. The MGX Unicorn came out. Well,
they were pumping them out there for a while.
Okay. Yeah.
And then they went back to the Extandard.
What are you talking about?
Oh, Masquerade EX. You know what I'm thinking
MGEX.
of?
You're thinking of
I'm thinking of SD
cross silhouette.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
No, we're talking about MGEX.
They're pumping those things out left and right.
Oh, yeah, the Unicorn and the Strike Freedom's coming out later this year.
Yeah,
I think it'll be similar. Yeah. It'll be like maybe once a year, once every 2 years, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I could see that.
That's probably what it would be. It's definitely not a one-off. I don't think that's going to be the case. Let's see. Do you think the gunpla hobby is big enough in the US to warrant a physical Gundam base location?
Yeah, why not?
And they keep doing like little pop-up shops at different places here and there. I mean, I don't think it would be...
Well, technically, Gundam base. There was a Gundam base here last weekend in New York.
Yeah, a permanent one, a permanent location. I think they could definitely open up, like a small shop. They don't have to open up something like quite as big as what they have like in Japan and Korea.
I think eventually they will. I would be surprised if they don't eventually open something up that's like that over right in California, to be honest, is where it would be.
For anybody who hasn't been to a Gundam base, they sell other stuff aside from Gunpla. They sell all different kinds of Bandai hobby stuff there. So, I mean, there would be appeal not only for Gundam fans to go there, but people who just enjoy like Star Wars model kits. Yeah. Well, licensing, I guess, might be an issue.
I mean, if they can bring Star Wars stuff, anything that they bring here, the States now would probably be in it.
All right, let me switch here. Also, take some questions from Instagram. Favorite kit of 2022 so far?
What's come out 2022?
Have you built anything that's come out this year at all?
No.
Maybe you haven't, yeah.
I have not. This is what happens, guys, when you just...
Yeah.
have no time.
That's the
running a
dark side.
business. Yeah, like I get to see all the
telling
cool
a story.
stuff,
Yeah,
and then
right.
I don't get to build any of it.
Mhm.
No, we built the Apex kit in 2021.
That's true.
Right?
That's your favorite kit of the year so far?
Did we build
That
that
you've built?
2022?
Your favorite kit that you've built of 2022?
Yeah,
It's got to be
yeah.
Apex.
I started working on our exclusive from
the Megami
Kia.
device.
Yeah, the Megami
Yeah,
device.
yeah.
I did start. I didn't finish it though, but
Mhm.
it's like probably 80% done.
That's a cool one. Yeah. Definitely.
And I started building the V Thor.
Oh, really?
Over like when the hurricane was here like 2 weekends ago, but I got like the legs done. That was it. Which I was actually really liking that one. I think that if they do that, I think there's a lot of potential with those kits. If they kind of, I mean, it's a hex gear kit, but
yeah,
if they make more kind of like
similar to that
suits like that, yeah, I think that would be really cool.
For me, I don't know. It's the opposite problem.
Yeah,
I feel way too many to know. But let's see, like, just trying to think what's really stood out this year. I don't know. Couldn't really say. I'd have to go back and think about it. I don't know. Huh?
All of them.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of good stuff. Everything. Yeah, there's been a lot of really good stuff, though. I guess I could say. Let's see. Let's see. Let me choose a good one here for us. We don't have too much time left. What year do you think Gundam actually going to be built in real life?
Probably never.
Yeah.
It's not feasible.
Well, I mean, and they, I guess, technically already exist in real life. I mean, a 1-to-1.
Yeah.
So it's a 1-to-1 scale version. So I guess it's not. I mean, what does it mean to be a real Gundam, one? Like a real, like someone actually like piloting it,
shooting things and stuff. Then probably never. We have Gundams in space.
Really?
Yeah, remember they did that for the Olympics?
Oh yeah, right. That actually did happen, right? They did end up going.
No, it went up. SpaceX. I watched the rocket go up. That had him on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think it went up before you were here, didn't it? Like right before in December or something like that.
If it was in December, we were here.
But maybe you were here then.
Is there any plamo that you've built that still makes you amazed today? I guess like other than just like gunpla, maybe. Let's just say.
That makes me amazed. I mean, there's ones that I'm like I like that I have. Then there's ones that like the V Thor. When I started building that, I didn't think it was gonna be. I didn't think I would like it as much as I did, or do. But I don't know if I've ever been like, oh my gosh, it's so amazing. Because then they come out with something the next month that's either just as good or So
I have the answer to the previous question, or one of the previous questions, asking about the favorite kit of this year. Honestly, that Kotobukiya MSG Garuda gear kit that I just reviewed like a few days ago. Honestly, that was like probably one of the ones that I've enjoyed a lot this year. That was a really, really cool kit. Highly recommend that one. One of the kits, because like usually pretty much every kit that I build, I can enjoy it, for the most part. It's just a fun experience just because I enjoy building stuff, but that was one that like really stood out. So that's kind of rare. Yeah.
I mean, probably the kit that I'm most excited for right now was like surprised to see it would have been that Horizon Zero Dawn kit, but that's just because it was like last weekend. So
it was definitely out of nowhere.
Yeah, it was out of nowhere. I knew they had done Nindos for that, but I did not think that they would be doing a model kit. So I'm excited for that.
Gunpla Herbie asked, tacos or burritos?
Ooh, burritos.
Yeah. I think I'm the same too. Probably just for the fact of less mess, I guess.
Yeah.
But that's a tough one.
Like a burrito is like, it's like a pocket of love. Everything inside there should be something you love to eat.
Because then it depends on what's in the burrito, and it depends on maybe what type of taco you're talking. Hard shell, soft shell, like what's in it.
It's a little off topic,
Yeah.
and I don't know the YouTube channel. And forgive me, someone probably in chat will know, but there's a guy that was trying to get from California to like North Carolina or South Carolina, and he started with a penny. He was trying to go meet Mr. Beast, but he started with a penny and had to earn money, and then enough money to buy like a plane ticket or a bus ticket to go to another city, and then earn money there doing things.
Okay.
But every time he ate Chipotle, he got rice, chicken, and cheese.
Okay.
That's all he got in his burrito.
Okay.
And I just remember, I don't know. I'm really hungry for that right now.
Yeah, no. When we came to America, we tried Chipotle like early on when we were here, but the kids didn't really like it because I just didn't know what to order. Really
spicy, probably.
Yeah, because it was a little bit spicy, so I just kind of basically ordered just kind of everything on it.
Yeah.
For them too, so they didn't really like it. So we haven't had it since then. But he and I, of course, really liked it. So we've been talking about it, like for weeks now. We're like, oh, we want to go to Chipotle, but just like every time like the opportunity comes up, like something else happens or something. So
we're both here at lunch. You can go and get it for lunch.
We'll get it probably tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow would be a good option to go get it.
Keep it PG, Adam.
Or what's
Is
that
it my
about?
Burrito talking?
I don't know.
Popular love.
Oh, maybe maybe.
Maybe that hand. I don't know.
Maybe Sunday. Maybe we can get it for lunch.
Yeah. That's right.
We would have to go. We'll be busy.
Yeah, we'll be cutting up a tree.
I can't send Hia to go get it. She doesn't know how to order it there. She'd be lost. All right. Let's see. There's another question here I thought I saw. Here's one about perfect grades, which we don't talk too much about. What's the best of the best, in your opinion, of the perfect grades out there at the moment? Also, which ones do you know of that could be coming out soon? Well, we don't know of any that could be coming out soon. That's
listen, anytime, if I did know what was coming out soon, I could not share it.
Yeah.
So
that too.
Yeah. What was the first part of the question?
What's the best of the best PG?
I like the red frame, but that's just because I like how posable it is. I mean, the XE is kind of posable, but you still have to stick it on that base if you want it to light up and everything.
I would just say the XE because of the base. That's the problem where like the strike and the red frame are great, but you can't put them on a base.
Right.
So that's the nice thing about the XE is that I mean, I think in my opinion, the XE is probably the best of the best because you have the lighting gimmick, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Up on a base, it does free up more posability. So there's a lot of posing options. It has a ton of weapons. All the weapons can be stored in the base, which is cool too, just for like storage and display of everything. So I think like all in all, like objectively, the XE is probably the best. The unicorn's cool, but it can't really do anything other than just kind of just stand there.
Yeah.
It looks great, but it just stands there. There's other versions of the unicorn that I think would be better. They just don't have the lighting gimmick. All right, let's see. I'll maybe take one more here, then we'll get to the giveaway. Have you met female gunpla lover? Basically, is question. Have you ever met any? I mean, we certainly know of some. There's a few around online, but have you ever like met anybody?
Yeah, I meet them in the storefront.
Yeah,
every day.
Yeah, they definitely exist. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, there's what's so. Yes, it's interesting because a lot of people will come in together, you know, with their wives or their girlfriends, and they're buying kits for them to build together. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any lack of girls that like the kits and likes building. They might like something different to build, maybe than what guys might like to build, or they might like the same.
Yeah, I don't know. It definitely, I mean, just from people that I've met in the storefront, definitely subverts your expectations a bit. Because you have, like I said, you'll have couples coming in and the guys picking out stuff and the girls picking out stuff too.
Yeah.
Or like you said, they might be picking out different stuff, or they're looking for stuff together, or sometimes it's the case where, you know, the one's just kind of tagging along.
Yeah, that
not necessarily
too.
always the girl, you know, could be the other way around. But yeah.
We see it all the time when, you know, girls getting stuff. So it's
all sorts.
Yeah, it's probably, but that again, we have a store. So
right. If you're just online, I mean, I guess, well, that's a kind of a whole other thing. We won't get into it. I mean, do you feel bad for gunpla builders online? There's some great
There are
modelers out there. Female models are out there in the community. So, I mean, definitely show them some support, especially just for what, I mean, they have to deal with. Just for the fact that they're, female builders in the hobby or doing anything online, for the stuff that they have to go through. Wouldn't want to have to be in their shoes. That's basically what I'm saying. No comment on that. You're playing it safe.
I think you're hinting at something that.
They just, like, they're scrutinized or ridiculed, I guess, more easily for different things than because of the fact that they're women. That's, you guys know how it is online. Anyway,
keyboards and screens.
All right, let's draw the winners here. Put this up on the screen for you guys. Not that one. There you go.
Hey.
All right. So we'll draw the platform.
Winners,
oh, yeah, right. We need it twice.
2 winners today. So first winner is going to be on
from Instagram. Where we had, should I just, I'm going to just do this. And then we'll come back to this. We had 87.
87.
And 54. All right.
Here we go. Hey, if you guys want to ask any questions in chat, I can go through while Zach counts to 54.
I'll try. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8,
Real
9,
grade Nobel
10,
Gundam.
12,
I would
13,
hope, but
14,
that might be a P Bandai. Who knows? We'll see. It'd be nice if that. They haven't even made the high grade. Reprinted that in a while.
16, 17, 28, 29, 30. So yeah, it goes in groups of 10. So
all right, there you go.
It would be
41,
32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 39, 40. Yeah, okay, just making sure. So this will be the 50. And this will be 54. 51, 52, 53, 54. There you go. Zigil. There you go. Matt. There you go.
Yeah.
Will we see another perfect grade kit this year? Definitely not this year.
No.
And probably not next year, but who knows? What would you think it would be? Well, yeah. I don't think it'll definitely be anything this year.
No.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Next year, yeah, I don't know. It's possible.
Who knows?
If it were, any thoughts on what it might be next year?
Barbados.
Think so?
No.
There you go.
It'd probably be an aerial. Right. That's what it'd probably be. That's my bet because they have literally made every grade except real grade, I guess master grade, and
so not that much.
Yeah,
not that many grades they've made.
But they are
SDHD,
driving this new series though.
That's true. I don't think that we'll see a perfect grade anytime soon though. Of the aerial.
I don't think we'll see a master grade or perfect grade probably in the next few years, but I could be wrong. They might announce it tomorrow. Who knows?
Well, my hope would be like a PG Unleashed Zakutu to go with the Gundam.
That would be nice.
That could be cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not sure. All right, so we need to choose somebody else here. Set this back to 3, and don't need the tools. Okay. Instagram again. Let's see, Instagram's the place to be.
What if it came up with 54 again?
Damn. Close. 67. I can count
backwards.
Yeah, I can count down from 54. So here's 54.
What's up with the artifacts 55, in pre-order? 60, did you only get V2 shipped 60. And had to wait for? So we're still waiting for some of those to come in. I know the first batch we got, I think all of them in like the first set. The second set, I think we're only waiting for a few more. So if you are waiting on some of those, just send us an email. I mean, if you have, some of them are probably in stock and it might just be waiting on one of them. I mean, we can ship you out the stuff that's in stock, not a problem. Because I know that the delay for like the second batch of them has been a little bit now. But yeah, just send us an email. We can definitely get out anything. Yeah.
All right. It's right here just below. It is here, Mr. J.
Yay.
Do you think we would ever get new Denial Gundam? Ooh, probably not. Probably the HG that we currently have is probably going to be about it. I don't think that they would ever make a MG or anything else of that.
Yeah, I don't either.
Unfortunately, it's a pretty cool design.
Yep.
Yeah, but I don't think so. Let's see.
So just quickly for our 2 winners, congratulations. Send us an email to support@usagundamstore.com. We just need a picture of you logged into your Instagram account and then the address you want us to ship it to, and we will get it out to you. Congratulations.
Yeah. Steph's Kid's asking, have you seen the MG or have you seen the Ray's Studio MG era? Or it's just he made a 1/100 scale version of the.
Yeah, I did. I saw that on Facebook. It looked
cool.
pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. Congratulations, guys. 2 of you. Well, I shouldn't say guys. I can assume guys, but not necessarily
Guys or girl.
Yeah. 2 winners. Congrats. And congrats to us for 50 episodes.
Yes.
We made it. All right. But yeah, that's going to be it for today, guys. Also, should mention, of course, today is the last day of the contest.
Yes. Last day for the Megami device contest. Or not Megami device.
Mecha
Musume contest, which you can use Megami device kits in.
Sure.
Really great prizes that were given to us by GBWC. They are just being an awesome partner, helping us sponsor this stuff. So, give them some love. If you post your guys' entries and stuff on social media, tag Kotobukiya in it and let them know it was part of the contest and that you definitely appreciate them sponsoring us stuff.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah. Because they could have said, we'll work with you, but it has to be Kotobukiya only, but they didn't. So, that was very cool. And we've got 2 huge boxes of prizes, stuff from them that are going to be prizes for that. So today's the last day. The emails have been blowing up. So I've got to get all of that stuff organized. Myself and the other judges will look over everything. We'll try to have the announcement for you guys. Maybe we'll shoot for like a week from today, next Friday. But we'll announce that the winners as soon as possible and everything. But thank you guys all for your hard work. I know you guys who've been working on that contest. Yeah, people have been doing a lot of cool work for that. So excited. Looking forward to it. Yeah, seeing what everybody came up with. All right, guys, that's it for today. We'll see you. Well, I guess maybe next week to announce those winners.
Yeah, maybe.
All right.
We'll see.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.